Good evening. On behalf of my family, I'd like to thank the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame for bestowing this great honor on my father, Don Cassin. I would also like to congratulate all the inductees this evening. Their personal accomplishments, their contributions to the city of Bristol make each one of them worthy of being inducted into the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. We're here this evening to honor a man who's been known to us by many different names: Don, Donald, Dad, Grandpa, Councilman, Clerk, Commish, Tevye, and Jeech. I know he's watching from a better place, but I also know he would have loved to have been here this evening, working the room, as my mother would say. My father loved many things throughout his life. He loved people and loved to see them laugh. How many of you fell victim to him pretending to spill a cup of coffee in your lap, listen to one of his classic jokes? You know, the one about him asking you to pick a number from a business card, and when he flips it over, it says a schmuck always picks 3. And of course the classic, did you ever see an Eskimo pee as he spills a glass of ice cubes on the floor? He loved sports. He shared that love with my siblings, Barbara and Tom, at an early age. We grew up attending the annual Toilet Bowl game at Page Park, as well as watching many current and future Bristol Sports Hall of Fame inductees player-coach for the Bristol Cassins Hartford Twilight League. We also grew up watching my mother wash the uniforms of the Cassin semi-pro basketball team of the New England Basketball Association. I idolized many of those players and coaches in my youth. I've collaborated with many of them over the years. I was mentored by many of them in my early teaching and coaching career, and I've even supervised a few of them over the years. My father loved the University of Connecticut and UConn basketball. One night at a Bristol Trams dinner, he ran into Chris Daly, the women's associate head coach for the University of Connecticut. He wanted to show her how dedicated he was to the UConn program. He dropped his pants and showed her his UConn boxer shorts. Now that's a true Husky fan. Because of his love for UConn, one of his proudest accomplishments as Commissioner of Public Works for the state of Connecticut was construction of Gamble Pavilion, or what he preferred to call the condo. He loved the city of Bristol and instilled in our family the importance of giving back to the community. His commitment to the community was demonstrated by for over 40 years of service on numerous state, local, and nonprofit boards. He had a shoe store on Farmington Avenue, the Shoe Tree at the Center Mall. I often wonder how many political decisions regarding Bristol were made in the back room at Tony Calby's, in the kitchen at Petey Buck's, or over coffee at the Center Mall McDonald's. He was a member of several civic organizations and also a member of the Bristol Elks, the Bristol Tramps, and Unico. He could always be found at the annual Unico pasta dinner, making meatballs and wearing his red, white, and green Junico chef hat. Dad loved the Civic Theater and participated in several plays, most notably Fiddler on the Roof, where he and my mother starred as Tevye and Golda. A funny thing about the play, though, since he had the lead, he had so many lines and songs to learn, I could remember him writing lines, having lines written on paper and stashed throughout the set. They were in his hat, in a fruit bowl, in a book. They were everywhere. Above all, Dad loved his family. His wife, Jeech, 3 children, Barbara, Tom, and myself. His 2 daughter-in-laws, Trish and Kathy, 5 grandchildren, David, Elizabeth, Will, Michael, and Ryan, 2 brothers, Roger and Jeff, and more friends than anyone could possibly imagine. Dad was very proud of his family and all that we've accomplished. Whenever a story would appear in the newspaper regarding Mom, one of his kids or grandkids, he would always go out and buy up all the newspapers and then send the articles and pictures to all his family and friends. I could go on and on. My father has influenced my life in more ways than you can ever imagine. My father was born in Chelsea, Mass., but went to school here in Bristol. He spent time in San Diego, Washington, D.C., Torrington, and in Guam, where he served his country in the United States Navy. But he always considered Bristol his home. When I think about how many families he lived with during his childhood, or how many schools he attended, I believe it was 13, you have to wonder, how How did this man become so successful in life? The answer, his love for his family and his zest for life. Two qualities that have made him the richest man I know. I know my father would have been very humbled and proud to be among the distinguished members of the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. On behalf of my family, I'd like to once again thank the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame and congratulate all the inductees this evening. Thank you.